Good afternoon. Fabulous 5 presentations, great 5 presenters. They have put in so much effort. And to put this together for you, I think we must give them a good round of applause, guys. In the tea time, I was hearing some of you were so enamored by those presentations that kind of once more kind of thing. So I thought I will start where the day started. How is it if I do that? So, it is they only who can pull their presentation. So I'm not going to even attempt that. But let's go forward from here. Venkat talked about capability, culture, commitment. And what I see from there, that actually capability gives us CAGR, which is our ability to grow top line, bottom line, consistently, sustainably, beyond peers, and every time beyond industry. Contribution is about not only contributing to profit, but contributing to society, contributing to our employees, everyone. Multi-stakeholder view comes from there. And commitment, it's not about financial capital, it's about human capital, it's about natural capital, it's about social capital, which we take from this society, from the planet, from everyone else. And that is where, when you use that capital responsibly to make contribution, I think that's the center of ESG, which also Venkat talked so nicely, so I'm not going to talk it again. So now you understand that this presentation is going to be about finance presentation. Growth, margin, and cash, and that I can pull out very well. Okay? So moving on, guys. This is what happens many times I see in our previous earning calls or whatever we discuss. At that point of time, focus is too much on about what happened in the last quarter, what we are going to do about next 2-3 quarters. And I have always felt that if you kind of slightly look at longer horizon, then you can actually assess what shifts are happening. And that I use in my own performance when I look at, inside the company. Let us go back a little bit, what was happening, and then we really understand. And that is where I thought I'll put this 5-year 15.8%. And the other thing which I wanted to talk to you, that with our international significance, with our carrot lane growing, there is a lot going to be sitting outside standalone. So suggest that you start looking at consolidated. Today, I understand standalone account for 93% of revenue and 99% of perhaps profit. But as we move forward for next 5 years, you will really find significant shifting. At this point of time, numbers are more or less same. So you really need not worry that I never looked at consolidated. Now this guy is showing us some new number, how we are going to kind of understand that. So numbers are almost same. So 15.8% CAGR of revenue in last 5 years. And if you still look at our segments like jewelry, of course, it includes carrot lane. So I have given you FY22 over FY20, which was really, you can consider it was pre-pandemic, pre-disruption, while March second half was disrupted. Jewelry is on firm footing of growing over FY20 as well as 21 and 5-year CAGR. Ajoy also shared with you. Watches and wearable have done extremely well. Suparna has shared her plan, and eye care also, you heard about that. Other businesses are also getting their mozos. Venkat spoke a lot about that. I will not discuss more. But on the growth part, when we are talking about growth, the other part which you always talk about, and I thought I'll give you a 5-year perspective here also, that our square feet retail space at a company level has moved from 1.8 to 2.8, which is 9.2% CAGR. Our store count have moved from 1412 to 2178, which is also about 9%. And then town presence have gone from 261 to 337. So of course, between 15.8% of revenue CAGR and about 8-9% of retail footprint CAGR, there are few elements which are sitting. One element is, of course, maybe our business mix, which have taken jewelry slightly more in last 5 years. The other one is, of course, revenue productivity of our square foot retail space. And the third important point, which you got glimpse in various presentations, is the digital channel and influence. So that 7, 8, 9% physical retail versus 15.8% revenue. There are 3, 4, 5 elements sitting. And sometimes it is very difficult to exactly bifurcate that, but that's the kind of digital channel and influence. So today, about 15%, these numbers keep changing month on month. So in Mithun's presentation, you saw 85%. My numbers are slightly dated than him, so it is 80% here. But these guys do an amazing job. And you can see that roughly 15% of today's whole Titan group is very effectively using digital to get those sales inside. Again, if you look at our portfolio, what was it like 5 years back and what it is now? I have been talking about it with you guys in some forums, but here, like you can think the dark green is a business which is really cruising and in pinkest of its health in terms of profit, in terms of investment, in terms of revenue growth. Yellow is where now plans are in place, at least the investment thinking is there. They may not be profitable, but it's a combination of that. And the orange, dark orange, are where we are striving to become profitable or a marketplace holder, or even we still have not figured out. So that was the situation 5 years back. You can see it green, orange, red, yellow, everything, and what the kind of shift which I see personally, and you will also appreciate that this is the portfolio we are holding. Some of the red, dark red, Power Luba and Mont Blanc, we have gone out of it. Many of the things are very on firm footing. They are thriving. And some of the places we have very, very firm plan, particularly for Tanera, fashion accessories, international significance, all those stuff. So I believe next 5 years from this portfolio transformation point of view looks to me kind of quite comfortable to tap the opportunity which is out there. Now moving to margin, we spoke about growth. Margin, so again, just remember revenue 15.8%, margin growth is 23.3%. So of course, quarter on quarter operating leverage may not be visible, but over a 5-year period, operating leverage is visible. And that's the point which I thought I wanted to brought about. Again, there are some business segment wise numbers are there that what they were in FY17, which was 5 years back, 9.6% jewelry, watches 8.6, eye care 4.1, and where they have gone, FY20 in between, just to tell you a normal year, how the normal year was and how they were growing, and then FY22. The other piece which I thought I will leave with you as a thought, and of course I'm not putting any number here, that how the margin of our various businesses, which have now a good track record of 8, 10, 12, 15 years, that scale of business allows us to able to predict margin, that where they will be. And as scale comes down, you will see wide dispersion from quarter to quarter or year to year, because there are several factors which affect them. And the other important part of is this operating leverage. And actually, in absolute term, the highest operating leverage jewelry can contribute. But actually, if you look at business unit level, eye care has got the highest operating leverage. In between is the watches, and then jewelry is there. So their ability to really swing their profit margin, if they really grow, is very high compared to jewelry. So that I thought I'll leave with you guys, the way I see, our various businesses. So, okay, now I'm moving to the third pillar, which I talked about, growth, margin, and cash. This is how the cash of last 5 years. We generated cash profit of 8,102 crores. We leveraged gold on lease additionally, 3,000 crore, 3,500 crore. And that's the 11,617 crore cash, which has been used in various things. You can see the inventory, which is the large part of net working capital. Actually, the whole increase in net working capital is driven by the inventory investment, and that too largely in jewelry business, is about 68% of total cash. CapEx, which is again some capacity enhancement, some modernization, and the exciting equipment which you saw in jewelry division in Ajoy's presentation, all those things are there. The strategic investment is like whatever investment we made, some additional investment in Carrot Lane we made. We recently did Clear Origin in US and whatever other things in Dubai, etc. we have done. And dividend is, of course, to the shareholders. So this is the use of cash which we did. The only takeout from this slide, which I think you can think about, that our company is right now at a level where they can grow 15 to 20% without going outside in the market to borrow funds. We generate enough cash internally, and we have a great access to gold on lease program. And the other thing which we learned to manage our short-term temporary ups and downs through bullion sales. Anytime inventory overhang happens, we can kind of quickly monetize that. And one point which you might not know, but now our Hosur refinery is actually certified for the India Good Delivery, MCX Good Delivery, they call it. And earlier we had to do some certification, melting, etc., somewhere else. Now we can do in Hosur and kind of sell directly to MCX. So that is one point which I thought I'll leave with you. And this is just for you to see that finally, after 2 years of disruption, we are still back to the same ROCE and ROE level, which is a very, very healthy number, 35.2 and 26.4. So in nutshell, what happened in 5 years? So 5-year top line grew by 15.8%. Bottom line PAT grew by 22.9%. EBIT margin actually improved by 3% from 8.3 to 11.3%. Cash, we were self-sufficient. We didn't go out to borrow money for kind of putting our growth. And ROCE, ROE. So the message which I'm trying to give you, that the growth, margin, or cash, they are not coming at the cost of each other. All three are in our focus, and they are all kind of going ahead. And yeah. So how should we think about next 5 years? So I'm just trying to give you some of the thoughts which I have and which you heard the earlier presenters. So what about jewelry? Jewelry is kind of thinking about, you heard Ajoy, maximizing the growth, going after growth, at the same time thinking about margin to keep. So it means whatever they want to generate, they want to reinvest in the business, at least in the short term. And with the 4 brands which they have, Tanishq, Mia, Zoya, Carrot Lane, they have the ability to serve the vastest consumer preferences in the country, the huge amount of consumer segments. Watches and wearable, I would summarize that grow the core, which is our analog watch, and a lot of thinking strategy behind that, and it continues to grow, which is amazing. But a lot of trust behind wearables, and we have tasted success, I would say, in last 6-7 months with some of the launches, which were great. And so now the whole investment of everything is coming behind that, and I hope you will see far more action from Titan House on this front. Eye care, Somen spoke about it, that we being the eye care expert have a responsibility to even grow the market. So the people who are blissfully unaware about their correction needs, kind of, we will keep running campaigns so that they become aware that world is far more beautiful than what they have been used to seeing that. And of course, with the product innovation, retail expansion for this year and next year is going to be great push from eye care. They are kind of going behind that. And in terms of investment, if you think where our money is really going to go after is the talent, we are finding a lot of new emerging skills which are there and perhaps we need from our next phase of growth. So we will be investing appropriately there. We will be investing, which we have been investing for last 5-6 years, and that actually kept Titan at a very good thing during COVID period, but further enhancing our digital spend and kind of building world-class infrastructure. Front end, a lot of work has happened. Back end also a lot of work has happened. Some of us are focusing in the middle core in our own way, and but you know, all the investments are going to happen there. The other one is the international. You heard about serious play about jewelry, watches. Is still thinking in terms of how they can get a significant international play. Eye care is going to explore. Emerging business, Venkat talked a lot. Emerging business, we mean Tanera, fragrances and fashion accessories. And in fact, IBD is also part of that. So these are going to, the whole thinking is that what gradually they would have achieved in say 5 years can you know, we can invest appropriately in the beginning itself and free them from the margin and profit pressures so that they can really appropriately invest upfront. So from that point of view, FY23, you might see some of these things in our P&L where growth is coming, but a lot of investment is going on. And FY23 actually in Titan, we are seeing that after 2 years of very, very, I would say, constrained kind of thinking on CapEx and other investment, we are kind of completely opening it up. The risk, if you say, yes, the COVID has taught us agility. COVID has taught us that if market is not responding the way we expect, how in an agile manner we can kind of correct our situation. Fortunately, we sit on an inventory which is very, very liquid, very, very valuable. So it's not that, you know, things get completely stuck for us. So that's a good part of us. And that is where I believe we will be agile, we will be responsive to the market situation. But as of now, we are playing on the front foot. So all the investments, everything, whatever businesses need are going. So coming back, I'm almost at the end of my presentation, that we will continue to focus while we are trying to maximize the long-term growth opportunity which is out there, but cash and margins are going to be very, very important for us. And at the end, I would say, we expect that we will continue to deliver responsible growth, sustainable growth, and profitable growth. So thank you very much.